Modern drummer. Hi, I'm Woody from a UK band called Bastille, and we are here in FLA Live in South Florida. The last night of our first leg with Duran Duran in the US in 23. And these are my toys. This is my kit. I'll show you around. This is Legend Series from the British Drum Company, based in Stockport in North England. When Keith started up his own company with Al and Ian from Kasabian, I just had to go and get involved. All of it's handmade up in north of England in Stockport, and the team there have been brilliant with us. I actually decided to jump in with them about 6 weeks before we did Glastonbury in 2019. I was like, can you get a kit turned around from start to finish in under 6 weeks, which they managed to do. So it's this rainbow sparkle fade, which was a very obvious sort of nod to a lot of our LGBT fans. Yeah, we wanted to show a little bit of solidarity with that. So yeah, that's probably my favourite kit we've ever had. This one's the Legend Series, birch shells. Sounds absolutely phenomenal through the PA in these big rooms. And this is the Chimera finish, which can look green from some angles and purple from another. Drum heads wise, you can probably see from all the crowns on it. Been with Remo again since day zero, and I've tried a lot of other ones and keep going back to these. Control sound coated on the snare, ambassador snare side, clear emperors on top, clear ambassadors underneath, and then Power Strike 3 clear on the kick, and a heavily taped up logo head. So the kick is, and I'm going to do this European way, sorry, diameter first, not depth. 22 by 18 kick, 12 by 8 rack, 14 by 12 floor, 16 by 14 second floor. My main snare is a Merlin 14 by 6 maple 20 ply. Cymbals, I've been with Sabian since forever pretty much, and everyone there's taking good care of me, and anytime I break some, they very kindly send me some new ones. I've got 3 rigs around the world, like A rig, B rig, C rig. This is B rig. A rig lives in the UK and Europe, and C rig is in a more flyable format. In amongst that, I've always got 14-inch HHX groove hacks, and this is my favourite cymbal probably ever. Legacy Heavy Ride 22-inch HHX, and it just sounds phenomenal. Great for sort of bell stuff, bow stuff, but also just if you're just crashing the hell out of it, it sounds phenomenal. And then my crashes are a mixture of hand hammered and AAX. This one's mostly hand hammered. Got a couple of the Ozone crashes for the sort of trashier stuff, and the more fuller stuff as well. 18-inch Ozone hand hammered, 19 and 20 thin crashes hand hammered, and I've got a 20-inch Ozone AAX, which is incredibly leery, but I love it. I tend to go for sort of darker cymbals, especially on a stage where, well, me included, everyone's singing. You get a lot of cymbal bleed coming down people's microphones, and people don't necessarily want to hear a ton of cymbals in their vocal mix. And of course, Aero Splash AAX 10-inch as well, which gets used occasionally. Electronics wise, all Roland. You can see I've got quite a lot of pads for. Up until the last album, Give Me the Future, it's very electronic, and there were just so many drum samples per song. I think on Distorted Light Beam we had 72 different drum samples in the one song, which to cover all that I would have needed 72 playing surfaces, which wasn't possible. So we've now switched to using Ableton Live as the sort of main drum rack, if you will, like drum brain. So everything now feeds into a TMC6 Pro, which then links into Ableton, and then all my sounds are fired from the laptop now rather than from the actual module itself, which basically means as the song is playing, I can be playing similar pads, but the sounds that are on them will change and evolve with the song. Percussion-wise, got just Rhythm Tech, basic mounted tambourine. I would have had a ribbon crasher on top of that as well, but the 2 songs that we would use that for, we don't play much anymore. Maybe they'll come back one day. Hardware is all Pearl. At the minute, I've used Pearl eliminator pedals for best part of 15 years. I've got about 4 or 5 of these in my lockup in case one of these breaks, and so then hopefully I've got enough to last my entire career. Rhythm Tech hat trick as well for extra tambourine sounds. A song of ours called Send Them Off on the second album, which was a single. We tried so many different percussion sound sources, like coffee mugs, shakers, whatever, blah, blah, blah. We ended up using a pint glass from a pub. What this actually is, 2 Alu bells stacked on each other. It's a 7 and a 9, which I'm not actually sure they even make anymore. So yeah, quite a tight, high-pitched sort of sound, and it won't shatter like glass when you play it. The sort of Frankenstein microphone stand, often you see drummers using SM56 Shure, just because it's got such a low profile, so you can keep it quite close to your mouth and still play without kind of whacking it. Sadly, it doesn't account for my lack of singing talent, unlike Ralph, who you would have spoken to earlier from Chic, who's obviously a phenomenal singer and sings lead on stuff. Weirdly, I've not been invited to sing lead on a song yet. I can't think why. These are quite new, clear sound shields. These are to try and keep some of the cymbals out of the vocal microphones on stage. A good halfway house between having like these or the full sort of like drum screen prison where you're just completely cut off from everyone, and it's not a very nice experience. So what I'm sat on, Portland Davies TT6, again handmade in the UK. Yeah, we've used these for best part of 7-8 years now, and they're phenomenal. So they, if anyone doesn't know, if you've seen these thumper stools, anytime I hit a bass drum or anything low sounding or the electronic kicks, it'll vibrate through the stool, and it will sort of trick your ear into thinking that you're hearing low end. So sticks wise, I've used Vic Firth 5B for ages. They very kindly decked them out with the Future Inc logos for the last tour, as did British Drum Company with the little decals. And yeah, Bastille have also sorted this right out as well with the drum mat front and all these markers as well, which makes young Ollie's job a hell of a lot easier with setting up, and it means that things are less prone to walking away, especially the electronic kick pedals, which over the years have been a bit of a nightmare, wandering off and kind of creeping mid-song, especially if you get a sort of bouncy drum riser. Protection racket out of Cornwall, where I'm from in the UK as well. Been using those since the dawn of time, pretty much. Hope you enjoyed my shiny kit. Thank you to Ollie for building it every day. Hopefully see you guys on a tour soon.